Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами Перец, если что, я снизу, обратите внимание, слева снизу. Это игрушка под названием Not for Broadcast, не для эфира. Я сразу звук давай потише сделаю, только вот недавно запускал. Так, игра находится, скажу честно, в раннем доступе, и я очень жду этой игры. Она развивает многозадачность. У меня с этим не очень хорошо, сразу говорю. Что я могу сказать об этой игре? Игра о том, что вы сами все увидите на самом деле. Игра о том, что как работает на телевидении. Как сложно работать на телевидении. То есть, но здесь человеку суждено было, то есть нужно развивать многозадачность 100%. Почему я решил все-таки немножко снять для обзора? Потому что, во-первых, у меня 2 понедельника будут висеть. Это первое. До 29 сентября. 26 сентября. Еще плюс-минус у меня еще висит Life is Strange Before the Storm, но я скажу честно, что у меня серия есть, но она слетела. Мне придется заново перепроходить Life is Strange, поэтому вот такие дела. Но поэтому, чтобы забить понедельник хотя бы как-то, я имею в виду этот понедельник, поскольку премьера по Metro Exodus уже прошла, когда я не знаю, но я снимаю это в понедельник, если что, 7 числа. Это выйдет 14-го, поэтому... Вот. Давайте начнем новую игру. Название игры. Да, пускай будет. Начнем игру. Время на работе и дома будет меняться и события в новостях. Вот так вот. Ну да, там я знаю, что если выбрать какую-то там рекламу, будет происшествие в новостях. День первый. Выборы. Повернуться направо. Соединение. Окей. Ага. Зрители. Да. Окей. Да, понятно, что видеть зрители. Окей, ну за мной цифры, если что за мной цифры. Потому что вы должны видеть то, что у меня происходит. То есть нужно все сейчас включено, да? Это вентилятор, окей. Ага, на S. Давай. Алан Джеймс. И безумный. Да, безумный. Окей, студия, окей.
Corn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me go out in costumes.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns.
Слышишь, мне хренки каждый день. Внимание, 10 секунд! Я так выражаю, я пытаюсь меня убить. Было пока ты живой. Прямой еще 5, 4.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
С вами Джереми Донсон, главная тема, да. Так. Ага. Я вообще ничего.
Honest Andy's totally independent and corners the flowered market. Top chap. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsley wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar.
Ложка
Next,
меда.
we'll be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to advance headquarters
Ой, тихо,
to hear
тихо,
what the
тихо,
leaders
тихо.
of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right. Button
That's
2
all coming up on
in
tonight.
3,
National
2,
Night News.
1. Now, lovely, mate.
Отлично.
Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Сфера, ну, главное, исчезнет, да? Окей. Ньюс! Блин, круто!
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now, lovely, mate.
But first,
Отлично.
the
Итак,
votes are in, and it's a decisive win for advance. The landslide...
Listen, mate. We often get a bit of interference.
помехи. Ай, тихо.
Machine on the bottom
А, можно, ага,
white dot up and down.
можно.
Avoiding the interference using the yellow knob or your scroll.
Ой, тихо, никаких помех им не нужны. Аккуратно.
The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to advance's overwhelming mandate.
Давай.
but have yet to appear publicly. However,
It's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
we'll be going live to Advance HQ to hear the co-leaders' acceptance speech.
Я вообще...
That's all coming
2,
up.
1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
О, все, отлично.
I need to fill up against.
What
Так.
time?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
I thought I'd ask him about the election.
personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret.
Да не переживай, все напоминает.
I'm
Так,
deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
не пугай. Что там, омылили тебя? А плюс, отлично, плюс.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. He's doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a
О, так, не нужно выбирать подходящее. Так, понял.
It's interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules.
Делай так, первое. Держи камеру на говорящем.
On whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't
Не удерживай план дольше 10 секунд.
10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot
Ага.
or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on
Крупный
reaction
план
shots.
должен быть, ага.
A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you?
Ну я да, помню. Вот делай как них, окей.
Screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead,
Окей.
mate.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Джереми вообще хорош, все его любят, такие
10
молодцы.
seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first off,
Ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
Ага.
is here with the star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent.
Раз,
And
два,
today
три.
I'm the guest who stars
Ой,
in
тихо.
everything from
Ой, крупный план.
Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
shop.
Blunderclatch on screen 3.
Ой, тихо. Главное, двойку,
By none
тройку.
other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you.
Так, двойка.
Being with you here today is always...
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
Ага.
May I say, having you here with
О,
us?
тихо.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Раз, два, три.
The medicated.
The medication.
Раз, два, три.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter...
Во, тихо. Так, тройка.
Peter Jensen.
Он говорит.
Look at Megan's reaction.
Окей.
Now back to Thunder Twat.
Окей.
Worked with him on several movies, all terribly
Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть, семь, восемь, девять,
What a
10.
wild ride this has been.
Отлично.
Do you know what ride this has been? I really meant that.
That is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this
Раз,
movie
два,
is
три,
quite
четыре,
different?
пять.
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Вот, тихо.
Challenge at all?
Ай, тихо.
Exactly, you're implying.
But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a completely
Ой, это очень сложно. Сейчас еще придется побег наследить.
When I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a life.
Бегает такая вообще. Тихо, 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 тихо.
I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but
Тихо, тихо, тихо. Отлично, зрители идут.
it's so sweet of you to mention it. But I really am not in it for the awards.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Those
9,
three
10.
little statues do take
Надо 10 секунд держать. 10. Так, тихо.
I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
Все это хорошо. Я вообще не слушаю, ребят. Я говорю, многозадачность. Вот это.
like you.
Вот так, показал. Отлично. Возвращаемся.
Cut me, and I will.
Так, вот так будет нормально.
That's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Вот 5 секунд, отлично. 5 секунд подержал.
Suffering. for
Теперь
one's
снова крупный план.
I suppose in the end I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. I do it for the little people.
Век с Умегом
Most of all, I
показали
think I do
общий
it for
план.
the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course,
Почему нельзя было? Сейчас зрители в минус пошли.
What do you make of this
Во, отлично, 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 отлично. Так. Все хорошо же, да, все хорошо, отлично. Так, отлично, вот сейчас какой диалог.
Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But, I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should
Да, все хорошо.
always strive
Почему?
not fuck things up.
Well, don't worry, you won't do it again.
Тихо.
He did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
medicated, which opens next week
Right,
around
they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lodz Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's...
Помехи вижу.
exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Все.
Watch out for that interference, mate.
Я вижу. Это вообще ужас происходит, я вижу.
Oh, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but don't switch to it now. You can go to the archive when the program's done. We keep everything.
I don't know that.
Он там фильм показывает, в котором он снимался. Ой-ой-ой, вот это поворот, там
Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Ой-ой-ой, ты что там делаешь?
Did it for you, baby. All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
I'm gonna change the world, you know?
Он фильм, в котором снимался, да? Я потом послушаю все, что проговорили в эфире.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this!
The virus.
Вирус.
The sterility.
Бесплодие.
This formula. This is the key.
Stop.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
If we should.
Вижу. Готов включай к рекламу Б. 3, 2, 1. Реклама.
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words.
Нецензурно.
As you'll probably notice,
Я просто на пробел нажал, потому что...
is about 2 seconds behind the master screen. Here, when someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space
Пробел.
on your keyboard
Так,
for
окей.
as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you've got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down. Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Oh shit, it's pissed.
Shall I start?
Go for it, Pat.
Ой-ой, сейчас начнется.
Thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people, you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Раз, два.
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers.
Вы что там сидите, грустите?
Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or
Нифига себе.
A simpler, fairer.
Я читаю, что происходит вообще, что он вообще говорит.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. If you want them back, you want to leave like you threatened before the election, that's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team.
Нифига себе. Они там деньги, тут явно будет это как его какая-то фантазия.
Said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your
Блин, немножко зрителей убавилось, ладно.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair.
Помехи!
Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Реклама.
And we're out.
Good job, everybody.
Thanks for the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's
А, чуть-чуть, блин, ну, в цешке. Цешка не получилось.
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not going for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Эфир завершен. Д, да, к сожалению, не получилось. Дэвис Adventures получилось. Конечно, оценка Б. А+++. Да. Но здесь Д у меня не получилось. Слишком много здесь. Плохая цензура и слабый монтаж, да. Это, к сожалению, не получилось у меня. Джейми Долсон, Джон Долсон. Так.
Well, in a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game. And it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies from East. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the new length circle and its importance during the Great Blackouts of 1871. Not one to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie The Freedom of Being Colin, taking us all the way up to 11:15, where, as usual, Dr. Adrian Atkinson-Blimey will be grilling his guests in Incisors, and tonight sees a return for leading economist Katie Brightman. Finally, at midnight, it's the National Weather Report, before we say good night until tomorrow. But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson for the National Nightly News.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight. Moving on up, the election win that experts said just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile? Controversy as global mega-corporation Remington Swist buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Ну прикольно у меня получилось. Ну, Ашка у меня, то есть первое получилось нормально еще. А вот второе уже там зацензурено, да. Это National United News with Jeremy Donaldson. Donaldson.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory,
81 голосов не позволяет.
81% of the popular vote, is the biggest election win in living memory.
Что за
Advance
страна?
appealed to voters up and down the country with their bold promises of permanent change. But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary Geoffrey Jeffries has issued a statement in which he comments that we have all been seduced by the shiny wrapping paper, but have yet to see the contents of the box. Sounds like sour grapes to me, Jeff. After the break, Megan Wolf will be speaking to a man whose grapes certainly aren't sour, the international heartthrob and inexplicable box office sensation that is Lawrence Blunderclatch. And later in the program, we'll be going live to Advance HQ to hear the co-leader's acceptance speech. That's all coming up after the break.
Так,
news. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance.
Слушай, как это вообще снимали? Вообще круто снимали на самом деле.
Megan Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shopbot films. I'm very excited to be joined by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among the greatest...
Слушай, прикольно у меня получилось.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Да.
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Вот это не получилось.
Well, as I said to Peter at the wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap, he really is. I've worked with him on several movies, terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been.
Вот это было не...
You know what, Megan?
Значит, он Мигель.
I really meant that.
Слушай, интересно.
That is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character
Сейчас был должен быть общий план.
quite an academic one?
Во, круто.
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Во, круто.
Challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a...
Я вообще не слышу. Вот сейчас реально интересно смотреть, как будто ты телевизор на самом деле смотришь.
Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses...
Реакция мега такая, да.
For freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but obviously who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
О, что вам движет? Это хороший вопрос.
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid.
Так, ладно, потом...
Click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Okay, these 4 screens, they're exactly the same as the 4 screens that feature the studio signal when you're doing the actual news. Of course, the difference here is you can mute any screen you like or any combination of screens and you can have a listen to what was going on behind the scenes. Just select
Да, вот то, что я как он возмущался.
between ad breaks over on the left and hit play. When you're done checking out the backstage secrets, hit back.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
But this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
I know. I think they think he won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. He's not an...
Absolute bonehead. I don't care, Rob. I'm not doing it. I agreed to do 1 beastly interview a day. I made that completely clear when we started. Check my contract.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Oh, piss off. You're on thin, bloody ice, Rob. Whole wheat, man. Whole wheat.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Продолжаем.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance, but first our very own culture reporter Megan Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shopbot films. I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among the greatest joys of my life.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Bless you.
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated?
Well,
Yeah.
as I said to Peter at the wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap, he really is. I've worked with him on several movies all the time. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that. That is fantastic. Am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one? Absolutely right. A scientist.
It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played.
Так, мы пока мотаем. Вот.
I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Yes, well...
Sorry, I said fuck.
No.
I'm really...
Well,
sorry.
Lawrence, I believe you brought in a clip from The Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going on here.
I'd be delighted. This is a really pivotal scene where my character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Wow, exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
And we're out.
Rob, get the car, we're out of here.
Mr. Blundercatch,
No! I'm shutting this down. What kind of operation are you people running?
Mr. Blundercatch, I understand you're upset, but we can...
Upset? You don't know the half of it. Rob! I'll be at the Dorset. Send up a bottle of scotch and a whole pack.
Нифига себе.
It's in my contract.
I'm sorry. I just had to. I had to. Well, go on then. Say it.
What?
I told you so.
Your hair looked nice.
See, this is why you're single.
Понятно. И реклама, то, что у нас было. Окей, ребят. То есть первый день вот так прошел. То есть, в принципе, для... Давайте, ребят, мы на этом для обзорчика, мы будем то есть у нас будет серия так делается. Мы серию снимаем, то есть фильм какой-то, а потом в следующей серии мы продолжаем, то есть следующий день отыгрываем. Пока что, ребята, ссылка на игры для лука. Ну, уже наплылись с этой игрой. Мне нравится эта игра, она прикольная. Такой, что делать, паника, такой, все, и тыкаешь. Прикольная игрушка. Ждем пробного релиза этой игры, пока, будем играть в раннем доступе, к сожалению, да, это пока так давно. Может быть, выйдет. Кто его знает, когда будет. Но это как бы замещение понедельника, на самом деле, скажем так. Когда все, ссылка на, еще раз говорю, игры для лука и на плейлист будет в описании. Также везде, в подсказке, вверху справа где-то будет, там сейчас в конце ролика здесь и здесь будет видео какое-нибудь здесь. И вот. Подписывайтесь, оценивайте, комментируйте, вступайте в группу ВКонтакте на ссылку, которая также будет в описании. До следующей серии прохождения обзоров, стримов игры, а также реакции на видео. С вами был Перец. Надеюсь, вам понравилось, ребят. Не болейте, всем удачи и до скорого.